Hello and welcome. Hello and welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Black Cat Comic Causey's Classics here at Black Cat Comics in Rockin Milpitas. I'm Mark Causey, your host. And while we're talking, you're going to want to open up another window. Go to black-cat-comics.com, click on Shop, click on Causey's Classics, because we're going to talk some comics, and you're going to want to be in the middle to buy the books before somebody beats you to them. This is the second event of our Black Hat Comics Rockin Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con. Every year, the week before Comic-Con, we like to put a few events together and give you a little taste of what it's like at the big show at San Diego. Of course, this year's a little different. San Diego Comic-Con is Comic-Con at home. So we had to shake a few things up. We're not going to do the swap meet. We don't have a movie night. But we come up with all kinds of other cool things like this fine program here this evening. Tonight's going to be a little bit like the back issue booth at the sales floor at Comic-Con. You're at Comic-Con and you're walking around and you walk by a booth, you see a back wall like this full of great comics, and one of those books stops you in your tracks and you say to the guy, "How much is that?" And he gives you a great price and you buy that book. So we're going to talk some comics. We're going to talk some ages: Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age. We're going to talk some grading. We're going to talk the fun of reading and enjoying comics. What's up, Marco? This is an interactive program, so feel free to throw your questions, comments, queries, and I'll solve those mysteries for you. So let's go ahead and get started. I thought there's no place better to get started than with Action Comics #1. This is your famous first edition of Action Comics #1. Obviously, this is an oversized reprint. Obviously, this is not the 1938 original. I wouldn't be here. I'd be somewhere in the Bahamas if I had an original. But this is your opportunity to pick up this guy for just 10 bucks. The Golden Age starts in 1938, runs through 1945. It begins with the publication of Action Comics #1, the book that changed the world, the reason that we're all here. These famous first editions are all one-shots. They're big reprints of all kinds of great classic comics. It's an easily $20, $25 book, but it's yours right now for just 10 bucks because I wanted to get started with this. I wanted to start with Action Comics, Siegel and Schuster. Like I say, your opportunity to read the original comic as it was produced, and it's fun to get them in these big oversized formats. Famous first edition. And I warn you, when you pick up this one, then you're going to have to pick up all the other ones like Shazam and Batman and a lot of the other cool ones that they do. I really like these famous first editions. I like the big treasury size. I like the cardstock cover. And any kind of Superman fan needs that book. So go to black-cat-comics.com, click on Shop, click on Causey's Classics. Pick this one up for just 10 bucks. Executive producer, let's make this one live. Go to the site, pick this one up. And I should tell you, because it's been pointed out to me on our Wednesday thing, putting this in your cart is not good enough. You have to complete the process. If you put it in your cart and Bob puts it in his cart and Bob pays for it first, then he's going to get it out of your cart. So that's why I say go to the site, be ready to pick these up as we put them live. Action Comics #1, famous first edition for just 10 bucks. That's really awesome. As I said, Golden Age starts in 1938 with good old Action Comics #1, runs through 1945 when the war ends and the ration of paper also ends, and so everybody and their mother started producing comic books, and so the flood of the market, etc., sort of brings an end to the Golden Age. I should say, all of this stuff is heavily debated when I talk about ages and I talk about very specific things. These are my feelings on the matter. This is what I believe from my experience. Other people have other thoughts. Between 1945 and 1961 is what many considered the Dark Age. I don't have any Dark Age comics to talk about, but just to be completist, I'll throw that out there. I won't go all into why they call it that, what it is. I'll just say EC Comics and let you all Google that. Moving on, brings us to the Silver Age. Books like this, much like Action Comics, I thought it very appropriate in our first episode to show a little Lee Kirby. This is Journey into Mystery number 117. Some might call it Thor number 117. Thor appears in Journey into Mystery number 89 at the dawn of the Silver Age. And like I say, I wanted to start the show with Action Comics because everything in comics starts with Action Comics. I wanted to start with something Lee and Kirby, like some old Journey into Mystery. This guy is only $10. This is a reader copy, a gradable, tradable, sellable copy of this book would set you back over $100. But again, one of the things that I like to do when I go to San Diego Comic-Con or any other Comic-Con is find books like these in what I call reader grade. It's a reader copy. I'm not going to slap this and resell it. I'm going to take it home and enjoy a Lee Kirby classic. I'm going to read this guy over and over again. You know, everybody buys books for different reasons. Everybody collects books for different reasons, and that's all fine. Why anybody does anything is just peachy with me. It's all about comics. If you want to buy just those near mint ones and get them slabbed and enjoy those near mint copies, hey, knock yourself out. We all love those near mint copies. But it's also fun to just pick up some cool old reader copies, things that you don't have to fuss with. And I just absolutely love dropping $10 on an old Lee Kirby, on an old Journey into Mystery like this one. I've always said that Journey into Mystery and Thor, I personally feel, is Kirby's best work because he gives you the characters, he gives you the backgrounds, he gives it all to you in Journey into Mystery. Asgard is gorgeous. Everything is gorgeous. Like I say, Kirby is a master of many things. He's the king of comics. We all know that. But I personally feel that Thor is his best work, and I love showing you some Journey into Mystery. So, executive producer Francesca,
yes.
Go ahead and go live with Journey into Mystery 117 for just $10.
Making it live.
Again, a mint copy of this book is $100. A very fine copy of this book is $50. And this guy's probably like a 4. I mean, it's not super trashed. I wouldn't sell you anything that's super trashed. It's just a reader copy. It's like a 4, like a 5. It's really solid. It's in good shape. Will totally hold up through multiple readings. If you don't own any Journey into Mystery, if you don't own any Lee Kirby Thor, check this one out because that's great stuff. Another thing that I will say that is semi-factual, but people will disagree. The Silver Age begins with Fantastic Four #1 in 1961, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and runs through the early 70s when the Bronze Age begins. Yes, I understand that the first appearance of Flash is also considered the beginning of the Silver Age, but we'll have to talk about all that some other time. So the Silver Age rolls into the Bronze Age. And again, really wanted to stick to some Kirby, wanted to stick to some all-time classics. This is the first episode of what I hope will be a new weekly program if you guys want to see more of this. So I wanted to just start with some real basics. Start by talking the ages, start by talking some basic grading, and start by talking about some of the all-time greats. So the Bronze Age is probably one of the more debatable ages. There's all sorts of things that begin the Bronze Age. What ends the Silver Age is the last issue, the last Lee Kirby issue of Fantastic Four, issue 102. Is the official end of the Silver Age. The official beginning of the Bronze Age? Is it Conan the Barbarian #1? Is it Tomb of Dracula? Because that's where the rules for the Comics Code changes. As I say, very debated. I like to pick Conan #1 because it's sort of the first non-superhero book to explode into comics. Other people feel that the changes of the code launched the Bronze Age because once you can have blood back in comics, then the horror comics explosion of the 70s happens. But regardless, the Bronze Age is 70s comics, some early 80s, and there's nothing more Bronze Age, nothing more awesome than some Jack Kirby the Demon. As I said, Jack leaves Marvel sometime after FF 102, goes over to DC, And DC gives him free reign of whatever he wants to do. He comes up with all kinds of creator-owned things. And the Demon is hard to say that that's my favorite, because I love me some Mr. Miracle. But the Demon is just a fantastic book. Just a fantastic book. One of the most unique characters in comics. I've always said that if the Demon was the only thing Kirby did, he would still be considered one of the all-time greats, because he writes it, he draws it. It's a fantastic character. It's a fantastic book. It's a fantastic concept. This is the second issue. This is the first of our $25 offerings. This book is well worth $25. This is a really nice shaped book. It's probably like a 7, maybe upwards of an 8. Like I say, it's a really, really nice reader copy. I like reader copies. That's what I like to buy at conventions. I like selling really nice reader copies, like I say, so that the person who loves the Demon or wants to find out more about the Demon can pick up a book, feel free to read it comfortably without fussing too much about the pages and about the corners and whatnot. Obviously, Demon #1 is a first issue of a Jack Kirby book. That book will cost you a lot of money in any kind of grade. But picking up #2 for $25 is a great deal. #2s are hard to find. Generally, second issues have a lot lower print run and are a lot more rare than those first issues. So this might be somewhat of a tricky book to track down at a good price and a nice grade. And this is both of those. It's a good price and a nice grade. Like I say, I love me the Demon. I love the Bronze Age. I grew up in the 70s. I'm a huge fan of 70s comics. The Bronze Age is really neat because you just get a real explosion of genres and art styles, and you get a real breadth in comics that you don't have in the Silver Age. And the Silver Age, as much as I love it, the Silver Age is very Kirby for Marvel, very Kubert at DC. But in the 70s, you get a much broader expansion of all kinds of things, and we'll continue to talk a little bit more about that in a minute. So go to black-cat-comics.com, click on Shop, click on Causey's Classics, and grab this Demon #2 for just $25. Somebody's going to pick this up, and that should be you. Don't let somebody beat you to it. Producer, can we go live with Demon #2?
And we're live.
Like I say, this is a great book. It's a great series. Can't say enough about the Demon. All right, staying in the Bronze Age for just a second. This is Man-Thing #1. Love me some Man-Thing. Is he Marvel's Swamp Thing? No. Is this the first appearance of Man-Thing? No. This is the, I think, second appearance. The story continuing from his first appearance. I love me some Man-Thing. Why is he not Marvel's Swamp Thing? Because they came right at the same time. It's really one of the really fun stories of comics. The creator of Swamp Thing and the creator of Man-Thing were roommates. And as the popular myth goes, each wrote it about the other. Each felt that their roommate was a slob. And so the guy wrote Man-Thing because his roommate was a man-thing. And the guy wrote Swamp Thing because his roommate was a swamp thing. And so they get published about at the same time. Obviously, they're fairly similar characters in look, but in substance, they're really, really quite different. And if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a Marvel 70s horror fan, you love some Man-Thing. One of my early comics was an X-Men just after the Phoenix dies, and Cyclops is off grieving and doing his thing, and he runs into Man-Thing because, you know, those who know fear burn at the touch of Man-Thing. So this is a great example of Bronze Age comics. It's a great example of what I was talking about. You don't see characters like this in the Silver Age. You certainly don't see them in the Golden Age. Really dark and creepy art style, kind of metaphysical stuff going on. A little bit monster-esque, a little bit superhero. What is the cover on that? 20 cents, much like the Demon book at that 20-cent cover price. 20-cent books are a lot like 40-cent books. I tell anybody, you see a book with a 20-cent cover price, buy it. Because it's probably got a great writer and a great artist. If you see a comic with a 40-cent cover price, buy it because it's probably got a great writer and a great artist. So Man-Thing #1, super classic. One of the great Bronze Age books, one of the underappreciated series by and large, I like to think. I know Swamp Thing, of course, because of the Alan Moore and the Bernie Wrightson and the TV show and the movies and everything. Everybody knows Swamp Thing, but not too many people know Man-Thing. So if you're a Swamp Thing fan, in fact, go ahead and pick this up. This is the first of our $50 offerings. Again, a really, really nice copy of this book will set you back maybe $150. This is a really nice copy that I'm letting go for kind of cheap. To be honest, all of these books are sort of underpriced. I didn't want to do an auction thing. I just wanted to put some great books up at great prices. If you Google this, if you look at this at other sites, you'll see that $50 is a great price. This is, again, probably a 6.5 or a 7. It's a really, really nice reader copy. If you're like my friend Josh and you love some Man-Thing, this is a great book to start your collection. Again, if you love some Swamp Thing, pick up some Man-Thing and start another collection of another swampy, monstery guy. Man-Thing #1, classic Bronze Ager, which now brings us to our top tiers. Let's see, which one? Let's go with this. Let's go with Marvel Premiere. Yes. Executive producer, do we have a question?
Am I supposed to make that live?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I miss that? Yes. Let's go live with Man-Thing #1.
Go live.
Let's give some folks the opportunity to pick that up. Do we have any questions? Do you got any? I'm just checking. All right. So now for the top shelf offering of the evening. This is Marvel Premiere #47. This is the first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man. In every single thing I do, if you watch anything that does involve, well, even when it does involve the brand new comics, I always look for an opportunity to say John Byrne. And this is my opportunity to say John Byrne. Like anything, if you ever see a comic book drawn by John Byrne, buy that comic. Because if it's not already a super awesome key, it's going to be. This is, as I said, the first time Scott Lang shows up as Ant-Man. This is where you get the origin story that you get in the movie. Obviously, this book has exploded in recent years, but it's always been really popular with Avengers fans like me, with John Byrne fans like me, with fans like me who buy anything with Marvel in the title. I love Marvel Premiere, Marvel Team Up, Marvel 2-in-1, all those books with Marvel on it. This is, as I said, the first $100 offering. Again, that's a great price for this book. This book's in beautiful condition, beautiful condition. I'm always hesitant to talk about things over 9, but this guy's easy 8, easy 8.5. Like I say, if you love Ant-Man, if you're putting together some keys, some Marvel movie keys, or if you just want to read an awesome classic, it's a great price for this book. And it's really, again, becoming kind of hard to find. A lot of these books, I'll be honest with you, I've been sitting on this book for quite a while. Some things I don't just want to slap up on the website and watch them go. Some things I don't want to just slap up on the wall and watch them go. Some things you want to save for a special occasion. And this is that special occasion where we're doing a live comic sale with awesome books. So go to black-cat-comics.com. Click on Shop, click on Causey's Classics, and pick up Marvel Premiere #47, first appearance of Scott Lang, Ant-Man. This book's a lot of fun. David Michelinie is the writer on that, much like John Byrne. Guy's one of the great writers of the era. Love this book. Ta-da! Can we go live with that?
And we're live.
And we're live. Pick this up, put it in your cart and buy it before somebody beats you to it. Just $100. Like I say, if you Google this, if you look around, that's a great price for a great book. Fun stuff. Love me some Ant-Man, love me some Scott Lang, love me some John Byrne. It's also the first appearance of Cassie. If you're a Young Avengers fan, getting the first appearance of Cassie Lang is pretty cool too. So before I get into the second round, give you all an opportunity to go to the site, take a look at those first round of books. They've got scans and all that kind of thing. So just real quick, let's see. Golden Age, 1938 to 1945. Silver Age, 1961 to 1970. Then the Bronze Age, 70 through, let's just call it 1986. Let's say that the Bronze Age ends with Watchmen and Crisis and all of those 1986 books that you know about. Like everything I've said, that's a rather debatable topic. What is the age that follows the Bronze Age? When does it start? The modern age is very difficult, or is very different than the Bronze Age, as the Bronze Age was very different from the Silver, etc., etc. But those are your four sort of big guns. When you're talking about the classic comics, when you go to Comic-Con, when you walk by the booth and you see these books back there, the guys are going to be throwing around terms like Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern Age. And you're going to want to have some kind of general idea of what those mean. You're going to want to have a working knowledge of things, so that you don't get confused, so that you don't get suckered by things. And like I say, those are sort of the initial ballparks that we all deal in. And then there's the grading. There's two scales of grading. There's the old school scale where you hear guys like me say good and very good and fine and very fine and mint and near mint, and sort of broad, vague words like that. That was the system for a long, long time. Until they started doing grading in a more specific, more precise way. And then we got an even weirder thing that's a scale that runs between 2 and 9.5. And that's, of course, a pretty simple scale. This is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 4. Overstreet puts out a grading guide. I don't know when the last one they did, but they don't really change. So you can go to Amazon and pick up a copy of the grading guide, and it will tell you all the little defects that a book can have that will fit into that grade. Whatever kind of fan you are of old books, you're going to want to know a little bit about grading. You're going to want to know the difference between a 4 and a 6, a 6 and an 8, because that's where all of your pricing comes from. And I know a lot of you watching know these things, but I always like to do my things for beginners, for the new fans, for the young people, etc. So that's a little bit about the ages. That's a little bit about the grading. Now let's get back to some more comics. The second offering on our $10 stretch is Incredible Hulk number 115. Incredible Hulk number 115. Lo, the leader lives. Because I'm not the, this is where I get my love of alliteration, like Black Hat Comics, Causey's Classics. Because my man Stan liked to say things like, lo, the leader lives. This is a little like that Journey into Mystery 117. This is a great price on this book. It's totally a reader copy. This is probably like a 5. But, you know, the higher the grade, the higher the price, and you can pay a lot more than that. If you're a Hulk fan, if you just want to read a cool old Stan Lee Hulk book, there's a great deal for $10. That's a good old 12 center. You know it's a Silver Age when it says 12 cents right there. 12 cents is the Silver Age price. I love me any comic with a 12 center. I love me some Herb Trimpe. Just a great time for the Hulk. The title picks up 100 from Tales to Astonish. Tales to Astonish runs through 99, and then it's Incredible Hulk 100, and of course this is 115. An early appearance of the leader. I show this for a couple of reasons. Immortal Hulk brought back the leader very recently, so it's kind of a timely tie-in. See, timely. Oh, see what I did there? But like I say, this 5.0 is really great deal for $10. It's a cool, fun read. Again, exactly the kind of thing that I like to do at San Diego Comic-Con is flip through a back issue bin and find an old 12 center that's right in my price range. Tons of fun. Love me anything written by Stan Lee. Let's go live, executive producer.
And we're live.
With Incredible Hulk 115 by Stan the Man Lee and Herb Trimpe. I know my man Marcus is not a big fan of Herb Trimpe, but I love him because he's classic. That art style just says Silver Age comics to me. Moving on to the next round of $25 books is this guy. I mean, come on. Just look at that cover. I can hear the $25 evaporating from your bank account right now. This is Detective Comics number 388. And, I mean, what more do you have to know? It's just an awesome Joker comic. You don't see, strangely enough, there aren't a whole lot of Joker comics in the 60s and 70s. He was, of course, very huge in the Golden Age, but you don't see a lot of Joker books, particularly with him on the cover. So again, one of the things I love to do at San Diego Comic-Con is rummage through the back issue bins of the Batman section, the Detective Comics section, and find any book that has a cool cover like this one. When I filled my stash at home with cool Joker covered books, I started picking them up and slapping them up on the wall here at the shop, and out they would go every single Wednesday. Again, this is one I've kind of been sitting on. I like to put this one up on the wall, I don't know, when I need something really fun, really cool. Obviously, the Joker is always big and popular. But with the Joker War going on, I thought it was a good time to bust this one out. Super classic Batgirl in this, classic DC 60s comic. Yes.
The Marvel Premiere 47 just sold.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and take down that guy from the wall. It's coming at you. Whoever picked up this gem is going to be super stoked. Book your curbside pickup, or we'll be happy to ship this on out to you. Marvel Premiere 47. Great grab. Great grab. And that's exactly why we're doing this show. I love talking up the old books. You know, here at Black Hat Comics in Rockin, Milpitas, your one-stop shop for all things superhero. We talk a lot of new books. You see the Wednesday video. You tune into Comic Shop Talk Live. We talk a lot of new books. I love talking the old books and just don't get enough opportunity. So I'm taking that opportunity now. Yes, executive producer.
We just sold Incredible Hulk 115.
Oh.
Man Thing number 1.
And the what?
Man Thing number 1.
Oh, the Man Thing number 1 also goes. Nice. People have great taste. You people have great taste. And this Hulk book is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I went through the stash. This is our premiere episode. I wanted to come out with some big guns, but I wanted to come out with some things that were fun. Again, everybody collects books for different reasons, and I don't knock nobody for nothing. But here at Black Cat, it's about reading comics. We love to read comics. We love to have fun reading comics. We do all those other things too. I collect high-grade books. I buy variants. I do all those things that everybody does. I like to read books like this one. I like to get my grubby mitts on books like this one. So I wanted to just show some fun books, the books that people like to buy when they go to Comic-Con. And I'm glad to see that you folks are picking them up because, like I say, these are great books at great prices. That's the second offering of our $25 batch. Folks should grab that. The second offer of our $50 line.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry. Executive producer. Let's go live with Detective Comics 388.
Making it live.
Making it live. Grab it now, folks. Somebody's going to beat you to this. Look at that cool Joker cover. Super awesome. Having a lot of fun here. So, as I say, the second of our $50 lot is Wonder Woman number 159. Wonder Woman number 159. Again, the 12-cent cover price tells you this is a Silver Age book. And boy, howdy, is this a Silver Age book. I could spend a whole hour talking about old Wonder Woman comics. I could spend hours and hours talking about old Wonder Woman comics for 1,000 different reasons. To make a lot of long stories short, this one is the modern telling of her origin story, and that's what makes this a whole lot of fun. There's 1,000 things that make Wonder Woman comics a lot of fun. I'll tell you a couple of things that nobody ever believes when I say. Wonder Woman is the second biggest seller we have behind Batman. Wonder Woman sells like crazy. Everybody loves Wonder Woman. Everybody loves Wonder Woman because she's a great hero. She's an icon. Great talent has worked on this book from the Golden Age to the Silver Age to the Bronze Age to now. And Wonder Woman comics are hard to find because people buy them and they don't resell them. When you go to Comic-Con and you hit the sales floor and you go to the Wonder Woman section of those booths, they have like 3 comics. There's this huge stack of Amazing Spider-Man. There's a huge stack of X-Men. There's never, ever a huge stack of Wonder Woman comics. My man Britt can back me up on this. Why? Because, like I say, people buy them and they don't resell them. They buy them and they keep them because they love them. They buy them and they keep them and they pass them on to other people that will love them. So putting together a collection of Wonder Woman is not that easy. Finding them at affordable prices is not that easy. And so picking up this Origin for just $50 is a great book at a great price. And like I say, just can't say enough about old Wonder Woman. Just doesn't get any more classic. Yes, executive producer Fancy.
Detective Comics 388 has sold.
Oh, Detective 388. I knew that was going to go quickly. I waited for the second round for that one because I wanted to leave it up there so you could soak up that Joker cover. Nice grab, somebody. Nice grab. Great book at a great price. And like I say, this one's super fun. The issue after this is the first appearance of Cheetah. So this little era, again, like all eras of Wonder Woman, is just a lot of fun. So again, if you don't have any old Wonder Woman comics, this is a great price for great books. You can check out some classic DC stuff from the 60s. If you do love Wonder Woman comics, you might not have this one because, as I say, the origin story's kind of tough to find. So let's get this one into somebody's collection. Executive producer, make it live.
And it's live.
That's Wonder Woman 159. I'll call it a 6.5. It's probably nicer than that. But again, I like to overgrade and underprice. All the books here at Black Cat Comics are overgraded and underpriced. And that's not a pitch. That's not a sales technique. I'm just very honest about that. Because again, I want you to read them. I want you to buy them and read them. You're not having any fun with them if they're sitting here on my wall. You're having fun with them when I make them at a great price and they go home with you. Which brings us to the big gun. Dun, dun, dun. This is the second offering from the $100 section. This is Marvel Spotlight number 32, the first appearance of Spider-Woman. Marvel Spotlight 32. And boy, this is a really, really nice copy. Again, I don't like to go too crazy. It's probably like an 8.5. But again, any nicer, and this is a $200 book. It's a really nice copy at a really great price. One of the most speculated books of the year. This and Spider-Woman and She-Hulk are two, like I say, the most talked about characters. Everybody's wondering when they're going to show up in the movies, when they're going to show up on Disney Plus, all those sorts of things. Spider-Woman had her own cartoon. If you're 100 years old like me, you might remember the Spider-Woman cartoon. She was really popular in the 70s. She's still really popular. Bendis did a great Spider-Woman book. There have been a lot of different awesome Spider-Woman books. Yes.
Wonder Woman 159 has sold.
Oh, right out of the gate, somebody picks up Wonder Woman. Nice grab. For $50, that's a nice grab. So, Marvel Spotlight. First appearance of Spider-Woman. Cool Nick Fury right there. Much like the Marvel premiere, I like any title that starts with Marvel in the name. Marvel Spotlight, Marvel Premiere, Marvel Fanfare, Marvel 2-in-1, Marvel Team Up, Marvel Collector's Item Classics, Merry Marvel Marching Society, Merry Christmas, all those good things. So pick this book up because it's tons of fun. Again, it's become really hard to find. I didn't really want to part with it. This is a book that I would have sat on for a long time until the movie or until the Disney Plus show or whatever have you. But again, I wanted to bust out some special things. So pick up Marvel Spotlight number 32, the first appearance of Spider-Woman. Then pick up Spider-Woman number 1, one of my favorite books of all time because that cover is just super awesome. Can't say enough about Spider-Woman. Good times. Great books, great prices. Boy, we've already sold quite a few of them. Somebody needs to pick up this one. you don't necessarily need to pick up my Action Comics. I'll be happy to let that one come home and join my collection. What's that? Oh, yes, let's make this live. Executive producer, let's go live with Marvel Spotlight 32.
And it's live.
Let's get this into the collection of somebody who really needs this book, because you do. This book's tons of fun. And there you have it. That's the inaugural episode of Black Cat Comics Causey's Classics. I hope you've had fun. I appreciate you tuning in. You have any last-minute questions, comments? Yes.
We have a question from Daniel. Do you remember one of the first rare books you bought at a convention?
At a convention, yes. I'm hesitating because I bought most of my old books at shops. I won't remember the issue now, but one of the first books I bought at one of the first San Diego Comic-Cons I went to was the second appearance of the Valkyrie. It's that Avengers issue that's super, super hot right now because it's got all the women characters, and I don't know why I'm blanking on the number. But mostly it would be old Avengers books. When I started going to conventions, everybody knows I'm a huge Avengers fan. I've been putting together the run my whole life. So when I started going to conventions, I made my Avengers list and started buying old Avengers and old Captain America books. The trick is to buy the oldest ones first, or the keys first, because the keys are only getting more expensive. I wish I had known that then, instead of buying up all the cheap ones, which are still cheap, and the expensive ones just got more expensive. So that's the long answer, Daniel. Was Avengers comics. I was very serious about my list. So I would buy old Avengers books and old Fantastic Four books. As I filled the Avengers run and moved on to other things, then, as Francie will tell you, then it became a free-for-all of any comic that I could find and buy with whatever money I had left. Those are the books that I buy at conventions.
Jose's asking, are you going to have Marvel The Rise of Ultraman?
I'm sure we are, yes. We carry all the different Marvel books, and I'm a huge Ultraman fan from back in the day. I loved Ultraman when I was a kid. It's kind of an interesting pickup from Marvel, and I'm curious to see if they're going to integrate it with some of their other things. But yes, we'll certainly be keep an eye on the Wednesday morning video. Every Wednesday morning, we post a live video with the New This Week comics. When the book's out that week, you'll see it in the video. All right. So that wraps up this episode of Black Cat Comics Causey's Classics. If you would like to see more episodes, then let us know on the Facebook page. I'll be more than happy to spend another episode hanging out talking old comics with you. For the rest of the Black Cat Comics Rockin' Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con, check the website, check the schedule of events. Tomorrow is the art class with local artist Emonic. Whoever you are, wherever you are on the art scale, tune in and take some art classes from a local artist who's really, really awesome. Saturday, tune into Comic Shop Talk Live, 2 p.m., where my special guest is Steve Wyatt, Comic-Con extraordinaire. The guy's been doing San Diego Comic-Con for decades. He has put on most of the local shows that you have attended. So I'm going to have a lot of fun talking with Steve Wyatt. And then tune in Sunday, 2 p.m. for Matchbox versus Hot Wheels. And keep an eye on the site. Sunday, we're going to have a huge sale because it's the last day of pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con. So, as I say, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had a good time. And stick around through the weekend for the other events at Black Cat Comics Rockin' Milpitas pre-Comic-Con Comic-Con. Thanks for watching.